Hello my bitty bees, welcome back to my channel. Long time no makeup tutorial. I am excited. Spring has me in the mood for doing my makeup, nice and spring themed. So what I have in mind today is a nice kind of peachy pink inspired look. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more makeup tutorials, a lot of skincare related videos, especially reviews and routines, and of course fashion related videos and hair. First things first, I'm going to be going in with my new absolutely favorite foundation. It's the The Ordinary Serum Foundation in the shade 2YG. I am obsessed with this. I use it every single day on a cushion puff that you get in Korean cosmetics, usually with their cushion foundations. You can actually buy them individually, which is what I do whenever my cushions start to go bad. And I just do half a pump and try to spread that on the majority of my skin. What I love about it is that it has such a nice, lightweight, yet decent coverage that it covers just enough discoloration to even out your skin tone without looking like you're wearing a ton of makeup, which is what I prefer. If I don't really have like huge acne breakouts all over my face, which I don't really have anymore, I've kind of grown out of that phase of my life, I generally don't need any high coverage. And if I do have like an active spot, like right here, I have a little tiny redness. That's the situation where I would just go in with a nice concealer in that spot. So then I'm just adding like a few extra pumps and applying it to the areas that I missed. For my forehead, I really don't use a lot. It's not even half a pump. It's like a really small portion. Next, going in with my new affordable concealer, I'm going to be taking the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Concealer in the shade 15. This concealer is so good, you guys. If you're looking for an easily accessible drugstore concealer, this one, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's not at all cakey. And recently, like in the past, I want to say 2 months, I bought the Fenty Beauty concealer. No, not a good time. It looked so bad on me. Like, I didn't think I had too many fine lines around my eyes, but when I used that product, like every single time without fail, whether I powdered it or not, whether I had an eye product on, whether I didn't have an eye product on, it just looked so cakey on my skin. And I was like thinking to myself, why are people hyping this concealer? It's bad and it's dry. Oh my gosh. So normally I would have wanted to repurchase my Jeffree Star concealer because that's such a good concealer. But I needed a concealer ASAP to replace the Fenty one that I was testing out. So I just went to the drugstore and picked up this one just because the packaging caught my attention, and I absolutely love it. If anything, this is a decent competitor for the Jeffree Star concealer, but of course I find the Jeffree Star one to be better. It's like a level up from this one, but if you're in need of a concealer fast, 10 out of 10 recommend this Revlon Candid one. Next, I'm going to be setting my foundation with my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder in the shade 1 Fair. And I just like to pick a little bit up on a small powder brush and just pat it in the areas where I get oily. I always love to leave that cheekbone area where it has that natural kind of dewiness and glow, free of any powders, because it really gives a nice natural dewy skin look. So if you just generally focus your powder where you know for a fact your oils naturally produce throughout the day, it really gives a nice natural glow to the skin. I also don't ever bake. I have dry, dehydrated skin. Baking is like a nightmare for my skin. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. If you don't follow my vlog channel, I recently got a kitty about a month and a half ago now. Oh my god, you guys. He is so naughty. Like, when he is not being naughty, he's so cute. and so wonderful to have around and cuddly, but man, he misbehaves so much. He always tries to like destroy my shrubs right behind me, like my pampas grass, which I like, fair enough. I know you're a cat, like that to a cat is just like everything. Like you can see kind of where he's already attacked them, the ones that aren't perfectly shaped anymore. But oh my gosh, it's just terrible because he does these things at night. So it's not like you can punish him because they're nocturnal, right? So there's no winning. And I notice too, whenever I start like doing something like filming or streaming, that's when he misbehaves during the day as well. It's like he knows I'm trying to do something, so I'm not going to actively be punishing him. So naughty. I'm going to be taking my new favorite blush. I've been obsessed with this blush ever since I bought it. It's the Innisfree, a Korean cosmetic brand, blusher in the shade 03, which is a really nice coral peachy tone. I love peachy tones. My skin does not work well with cool tones at all. I have a very kind of olivey, sort of neutral undertone to my skin. So I like to just use very nice peach stuff. And I'm just focusing that kind of on the apples of my cheeks to some degree, but then also pulling it up in the traditional along the cheekbone direction. And still doing my best to dodge that naturally highlighted area and just kind of focusing directly under it. I always like to start off by patting it on, and then once that color is for the most part dispersed onto my cheek, I like to kind of move it around. So one thing that I love about this blush too is that it's a really lightweight but buildable, so you don't have to really worry about over applying the blush too often. Like it still can happen, but whatever. I'm gonna be going in with my usual bronzer. I've been using this bronzer for I don't even know how long, like a year now. It's the Sleek Makeup Contouring Kit in the shade Medium. I've already hit pan on it. I'm gonna have to find a new contouring bronzer soon. I love contour shades that are a little bit bronzy. I'm not too big anymore on the very kind of cool muted contouring products because I really do use them in a bronzing sort of way in the usual sort of contour placement. So directly under those cheeks with an angled brush, kind of always just concentrate it in towards that ear and then work it outwards. I also like to blend it into that blush so it's not as harsh. And then what I sometimes do and sometimes don't do, I more so like to do this method in the summer and spring season, is I like to smile so that my cheeks define their own natural shape. And then I like to take whatever's remaining on the brush and just put it right on that underside, and it kind of gives the illusion of a lifted cheek and a constant smile without always having to do it. And it just gives a nice sun-kissed look as well. And then whatever's left over, I will just put on my nose. I've gotten really lazy with my nose contour lately, so I just pinch my angled brush to make it more of a fan and condensed shape and just go along the sides on the lower half of my nose. Then I like to go right above the tip. So you know how you have the ball of your nose? And I like to go right where it naturally indents right there and just kind of connect and make a line to give more of a lifted button look. And then whatever is remaining, I like to put right under the nose there, because that also helps with that lifted button look as well. Then diving in and taking a little bit more of the contouring bronzing shade. Just got it on my shirt too, oh my gosh. I like to go in and just define the jaw as well. So I focus like right underneath and a little bit on that neck. And then whatever is remaining, I just go and kind of spread up and buff in a circular motion right along the jaw. like the cheeky part of the jaw and kind of just connect it to that area there. Right there as well. And connect. And then taking a smidge more of that shade, I go in and just go right along the hairline, just kind of blotting. I don't really like to streak it at first, then after, once the color is placed down, I just kind of little swishing motions to blend it. And then once again, just connecting it to that cheek contour so everything comes together. Whenever I feel like I have harsh lines, like right here in person, I feel like it's a little harsh that I was using before, and just kind of buff that underside. Finishing off the face makeup, I like going in with this Sleek Makeup highlighting kit. Highlighting palette Cleopatra's Kiss. And I like taking a mix of the yellowy, like kind of golden highlighting powder, and then also that pinkish one on a nice flat foundation brush, synthetic foundation brush. And I just take it and kind of, which side did I use there? Just kind of pat it down on that area that we wanted to really glow and be naturally dewy. And it's kind of like a double effect, because not only did we have it really already glowy before, just from leaving that area untouched and natural from the skincare, but then now we're just kind of amplifying it. And then what I also like to do is smile to get those cheeks popping again, and just make sure that I have some right on the top of the apples of the cheeks, but not right on that inner corner. So kind of actively dodging my pores so I don't enlarge my pores by emphasizing them too much. So just right on the top, so that we get extra glowy and dewy and summery, and then also connecting it in that C shape a little bit towards the forehead. Taking those same two highlighting shades on a very small, dense, medium shadow brush, just popping it right onto, not the tip, so the same kind of method with the contour. So we're gonna go right below that natural dip, and right on the highest point of the nose, we're gonna place that highlighting shade. If you apply it right on the base tip, you're gonna elongate your nose and make it look longer. By applying it right kind of on that highest peak of the nose, you get more of that buttony effect again, and without lengthening and making the nose even longer. Because realistically, who wants a super long nose? Not me. Unless you have a really short nose by nature, then that's where you would do the entire line of highlight to lengthen the nose, but I have a pretty standard white girl nose, so I really don't need to do that. But what I do like to do to give that nice illusion of a swoop nose, even though I do already kind of have it, but just kind of emphasizing it even more, is to take more of those two highlighting shades and go right in the middle between my eyes there. And then also an added effect right on those nostrils as well, to really just define the highest points. So that is it for the skin makeup. I feel like my skin looks pretty good. So we're gonna move on to eyes now. And for the eyes, I always love to start off with the eyebrows, because I always feel like my makeup just kind of looks meh when I don't have my eyebrows done. What I've been using recently is the Innisfree Auto Pencil, eyebrow pencil in the shade Unknown. Oh wait, number 5, which is just like a soft medium brown color. Is it the best eyebrow pencil I've used? No, but it gets the job done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and define my natural eyebrow shape first. So going in and starting with the tail, pulling to the peaks. Then I have a natural kind of bald spot right there, so I always apply a nice soft amount, but a lot in that area. And then I also like to thicken it, because my eyebrows aren't twins, they're sisters. So I like to thicken this one so it more so matches the shape of this eyebrow, because this is my favorite eyebrow. So just thickening that under area so I get more of a smooth line and not too much of an arch. Then for the front part, just drawing a few flicks of hair like that. And I always put like a fake hair right exactly along my nose bridge, right there. So it kind of cinches in my nose a little bit. And then doing the exact same to the other eyebrows, so starting with the tail, filling in any bald spots or bare areas, any blankness. For this one, I don't really have to do as much to that underside to thicken it up because this eyebrow already is more on the thick side, and then just a little bit right there to fill those gaps, and then moving in again with the fake hair strokes. Just a few. With my eyebrows, I love a more natural kind of fluffy look, so I never really go in with concealer and clean them up afterwards. I also don't pluck my eyebrows that often whatsoever, just because I do love that kind of natural, soft, fluffy eyebrow look. And then going in with a spoolie brush. If your eyebrow pencil comes with one and you like it, just use that. On the eyebrow pencil that I used, I'm not really a big fan of the spoolie that's attached to it. It's really soft, it doesn't have a lot of pressure to it or strength, so I like using an individual one. I really like to do a lot of blending and buffing on the inner part, and then just kind of softening it lightly towards the tail. And then if I ever feel like the inner parts are still a little too blocky, I just go in with my finger and lightly buff my foundation around so that I get more of a smoother inner corner. Now it's finally time for the eyeshadows, going in with my new favorite palette, the Sailor Moon Launch by ColourPop. Oh my gosh, I am in love with this. I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan. I literally binge watched Sailor Moon my whole life until I was like 16 probably. Every single summer I would just rewatch the series over and over and over until summer break was over. You know, I'm obsessed. Sailor Moon is my favorite anime of all time, and when they came out with this palette, I just had to get it. So going in, we are going to be starting off with the color Moon Castle, which is a nice kind of soft, gentle, like a peachy, neutralish pink, like muted peachy pink shade. So going in with that, picking it up on a large-ish, dense shadow brush, I'm just going to be going ahead and applying that all over my eye area from inner corner to outer corner, and then just kind of buffing it and moving it around, pulling it right up into that crease, and just kind of making it a very nice, soft, airy look. If you guys are new to my channel, you probably are like, why is such a simple makeup look? I am in love with very wearable, realistic, wedding-ish inspired, like very airy, soft makeup looks. I don't love those super dramatic, almost drag makeup techniques. It's not for me. It's not something I would wear in real life. It's not something I would just do casually in my house either. Sure, they're entertaining to watch, but when will I ever wear it? Like, never. Mind you, I don't have a problem with them. It's just like, I'd never do it. So, taking more of that color and just pulling it all the way, connecting to that inner tear duct, all along the lower lash line, then connecting it to that end tail, so everything is seamless. Now for me, that's probably where I would leave it for overall color on the eyeshadow for the day-to-day wear, but because this is a video, we're gonna amp it up just a little bit. So going back into that palette, we're gonna be taking this somewhat deeper shimmery shade, I guess you could say, and picking it up with a fluffy pencil brush. I'm just gonna go in and put this right on the inner and outer corner in a spotlight-ish shape, just to give a little more of a pinky tone so that it actually picks up on camera. That's the one thing that sucks, is like, in reality, it looks just fine, but the camera doesn't always pick up 100% of the colors. But yeah, so just on that inner and outer corner, kind of in a spotlight method, so blending it softly but leaving that inner center area blank with the original color that we placed down. taking more of that color and doing the exact same method to the under lower lash line as well. What I'm loving about this color so far, this actually is the first time I've used the pink tone, is that even though it does have some glitters in it, they're not isolated or very consistent throughout the eyeshadow. So they don't just sit where you place them, they kind of just fall and move around the entire eye. So if you move the eye, you get these little flicks of small, tiny glitter, but nothing that alters the actual matteness of the eye. So the eyeshadows all look matte still, but you get that nice little kind of fairy dust going on, which I think is super pretty. Because we're going to go for a little bit of that spotlight look, I'm going to add one of the glitter shades to the center part of my eye. One color that I'm obsessed with out of all of the glitters is Mer Serenitatis right here. It's like a lovely, I don't even know how to explain this color. It's just stunning. It's like a rose goldish, iridescent sort of shade. So picking that up on my finger, because I've noticed that these glitters in this palette work a lot better by using your finger. I'm just gonna pick some of that shade up and kind of just blot it right on that center area. And I love to pull it up into the crease as well and just kind of pat it around. So it's just a little hint of fun. And then the same for the lower lash line directly in that center bit. Now, you may have noticed in this video that I do have rather long-ish looking lashes. I do have eyelash extensions on. Some of them have proceeded to start to fall off, so you might notice a few gaps. I'm not going to be applying mascara today simply because I do have eyelash extensions on, and I'm not going to be putting strip lashes over top of it because that's how you ruin your eyelash extensions or accidentally pull out some of your real lashes when removing them. I think it's an extra step that's not necessary for me today. If you don't have eyelash extensions on, of course, you can choose to do a strip lash or just mascara. Personally, for me with this look, I love a sort of natural but wispy strip lash look. I think that's great. So you can go for that, but today I'm going to be moving on to my eyeliner choice. For my choice of eyeliner, I'm going to be diving into my extremely messy Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade Sienna, which is a sort of rusty color, with an angled brush. Actually, no, let's go in with Mulberry. It's more of like a berry reddish tone. So let's go in with Mulberry, tapping off the excess as much as possible because this palette does shed or have a lot of fallout. And I'm just going to kind of very tightly along my lash line apply that shade in a winged out kind of smudged eyeliner look, just enough to give definition to my eye without taking away from the eyeshadow colors that we already have going on, because I have what I feel like are partially hooded eyes. I could be wrong, I could be ignorant, but when I open my eyes, I lose a lot of that color. So I try to always not do a ton of thick eyeliner looks because it takes away from the makeup on me. And then for the inner corner, I'm just taking my brush, turning it around, and just pulling down and creating a little bit of an extension there so I get a lengthening effect. And then also extending my eyeliner out, and then flicking a little bit of the line upwards ever so softly to get a blurred effect. And then with my fingernail, I just like to lightly pull and tail off that edge. For the fun of it, let's just try taking that same eyeliner technique and doing it along the lower lash line as well. I usually never do this because I don't really have the roundest eyes or the biggest eyes. So I try to always do eye looks that kind of give an opening effect. But let's just switch it up today. So going the exact same method all along that lower lash line, really tightly close, like pretty much right in those lashes, and connecting it to that inner corner and that outer corner. Oh, it's nice. Now this is where things get a little bit different. Instead of using a highlighter or highlighting shade for my inner corners and my brow bones, what I've been really into lately, I've been doing it for my live streams lately because it really picks up nicely on camera. I'm going to be going in with this gel eye glitter. This is a very old Etude House Tear eyeliner in a rose gold shade. I got it forever ago. A little goes a long way. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this very delicate fine stick and I'm going to be going right directly underneath my eyebrow and just drawing a nice soft line of glitter all the way along there. And it's like the smallest amount that just is so nice and gently captures the light. I love it. I love it. It's so nice on camera. In reality, it looks like too much, like people definitely notice, but whatever. Taking some more, going to the inner corner, I'm just going to put some and draw it right along that line of eyeliner that we did with that burnt berry shade. Just like that. So you can soften it up if you want. Usually I kind of just like maneuver it around a little bit so it's not too much of a harsh line, but still keeping it a little gentle. Like that. One thing that I forgot to do is doing my brow gel. I always do brow gel if I don't have my eyebrows laminated. If you're not sure what laminating is, it's essentially a perm for the eyebrows that makes them stay up in a specific direction for like 2 to 3 weeks. If I don't have that going on, I like to just use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And I always brush my eyebrows up in a very straight method, focusing most of that eyebrow gel on the inner part of my eyebrow. And then the rest I just kind of use to lightly get them pointed up slightly and in a consistent direction. Next is the lips. I want to keep them super simple, so I'm just going to be going in with the Sailor Moon Collection by ColourPop lip gloss in this shade Sailor Moon. It's a nice little kind of corally blushed pink tone with glitter in it. I'm just going to be using a gloss today and just kind of focusing it in the middle parts. So right there. I don't like to apply gloss in this outer corner because I feel like it kind of looks like you're drooling. So then just lightly smudging it around. Then with my spoolie that I used before, I'm just going to give my eyelash extensions a very gentle comb so that they're aligned nicely. I mean, they are looking a little bit scraggly because a bunch did fall out recently, but whatever. If I see any fallout from my eyeshadow, I just go in with my powder brush and try to very gently brush it away. Then going in with this Innisfree eyeliner in a brown shade. Just taking the tip, and then I have these natural freckles right under my eye right here, so I'm just gonna kind of stamp right on top of them and twist ever so lightly with the eyeliner just to give a little more definition to those natural freckles that I have. And I also have one on my nose right here doing the exact same thing. And I feel like it just kind of helps that base makeup look a little more natural because I am emphasizing natural flaws on my face. That is it for my spring kind of pinkish themed look right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. It was great to chat during this video. If you love pinkish peachy looks, let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more makeup tutorials, a lot of skincare related videos, especially reviews and routines, and of course fashion related videos and hair. I love you guys so much. Follow me on my social media channels. I'm a lot more active there, and also on my Twitch live streaming channel. I do daily live streams there every single morning. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.